Welcome to the channel, everybody. Now today I have a Scum 0.95 and beyond news and updates video for you all. So let's jump straight in and see what the devs have been up to over the past week, shall we? Now, apologies before I start this video. I am still very under the weather with a very sore throat and chest, so if I do sound a bit rough, that'll be why. But let's jump straight in with programmers, and they've been working on weather controller, working on prisoner movement, bug fixing, quest systems, encounter manager improvements, reworking weapons, preparation for the new NPCs, UI backend, and working on telemetry. Now, they've changed this from working on prisoner movement. This is obviously changed from the locomotion that they were doing. I don't know if they've changed this just due to the confusion with some players. I have seen online some people asking if trains are coming in because they've seen the word locomotion. But in general gaming terms or game development, locomotion is your character movement, you know, the way they turn on the point and stuff like this. So generally it's the same sort of thing. So I think they may have just changed that just to stop some confusion. But if we move right along now to level design, they have been tweaking encounter zones, shader optimizations, tweaking POIs, texture optimizations, and bug fixing. So again, a lot of bug fixing, optimization work going in over the past couple of weeks, which is always nice to see, especially with those FPS drops that people have been complaining about. Hopefully, again, we'll see another hotfix over the next week or so, just going through everything that I've been speaking about over the past week or two. And hopefully with that, we'll get some decent fixes and some quality of life updates as well. So, moving right along to the art team, they've been working on landscape shaders, new weapon animations, optimizing assets, working on the new trailer, on new graphic assets, on bringing back the rest of the vehicles, working on character locomotion, bug fixing, working on new clothing, and working on NPC models. So again, we've seen that character locomotion pop back in. Again, this could be linked to what I said before with the player movements, but hopefully we'll see this work in the game in the near future. So nice to see that the art team are very busy over the past week or so, getting a lot of optimization work done, as well as working on this new trailer and optimization NPC models. So moving right along to the sound team, they have been doing a lot of recording sessions and sound editing. Now they have been doing this over the past couple of weeks. Again, most of this will refer to obviously the NPCs that are coming in, the new trailer, things like this, okay? So it doesn't look like a lot, but they are probably hard at work right now, getting quite a lot done behind the scenes. Now, with QA/CM, this doesn't change much from week to week, but in case you're new here, I'll go through it with you anyway. So they have been responding to player inquiries, insight surveys, hunting and banning cheaters, Steam general discussion and bug reports, testing of upcoming features, and various bug reports. So again, as I say every week, if you do have any bugs that you want to send over to the team, obviously use their dedicated website. There is a link down in the description if you need to. It is a very good platform to be able to send bugs on. There's a lot of information you can give. Obviously, you can still go over to Steam general discussions and bug reporting over there. That's perfectly fine. They are still working there, but I feel like they want to get more people over to the dedicated website. Now, if we move along to last but not least, the design team, they've been working on new GDDs and working on that quest design. So GDDs is just game design documents. Obviously, they change these when new things come in, and it is nice to see that they are still working on that quest design. Hopefully, we'll see some of this by 1.0, but it's not a guarantee, so we may have to wait a little bit longer for that. Now, there have been no new leaks over on Twitter or X from Tomislav or Scum Game themselves over the past sort of 10 days or so. I'm guessing that they're going to be very hard at work trying to get a lot done before 1.0. Another reason maybe is because they do tend to get a lot of complaints when they show off future items. So it may just be that they've calmed down a little bit just to not annoy the player base as such. Alright. Now, I know this isn't every player. A lot of people do enjoy seeing these teasers, but some people don't. So we'll leave it with them for now. We may see some by next news video. Now, I do have one last thing to show you. You may have seen in the title that I believe that wild puppet spawns have come back, or wild puppets are back. The reason I say this is because when I was playing Scum the other day, and I've noticed this a few times over a few different playthroughs, that when I'm in the middle of nowhere, I'm getting puppets spawn in around me. Now, my theory to this is that they've obviously taken out wild puppets, as we know, as such. Unless you're near a POI, you won't generally see puppets, alright? Now, I think what they've done is they've added these back in on the encounter system like we have with the wild animal encounters. So obviously at the moment we have the newer system of hunting where you find the clues, hunt the animal, but they did bring in about a month or so ago the old system back into that encounter manager, so you do have the chance of hearing an animal and seeing it straight away, all right, without having to go through all those clues. And my theory is I think they've done this with the wild puppet spawning, okay, so then we should still get some form of wild puppets generally as we're going around, but again this will help with a lot of performance issues and such because there's no wild puppets just spawning in randomly around the area at all times. Yeah, it's not 100% sure that this is correct, okay, this is just going off my experience, but I'm going to show you a little clip now, and it's just one chance that I've had this happen to me, okay, so have a little watch of this and make your own mind up, and then let me know down in the comments what you think.
Okay, nah. Right, so we do have wild puppets back then. I'm guessing it's... You know how on the encounter system, how we have wild animals, so you have a chance of running into like a already spawned wild animal, technically. I think that's how they're gonna introduce wild puppets back in. Unless it's just a bug, but there's no POIs here. I'm literally in the middle of buttfuck nowhere. There's no reason for this puppet to even be spawning around here.
So, as you just seen there, I was in the middle of nowhere and a puppet just spawned in behind me somewhere and then started chasing me. Now, I know the windmills were relatively close, but they are still quite a distance away for that POI sort of puppet to be spawning in my opinion anyway. Now, as I said, this isn't the first time this has happened to me. It's been about 3 or 4 occasions I've had this over the past sort of maybe 4 days. So it is relatively new if they have brought it in, but again, we have seen quite a lot of shadow patches and stuff over the past couple of weeks, so they may have put it in with that. And again, we may find out about this when they do release a hotfix patch, and then they'll list bugs and stuff like that. So we'll have to wait and see on that one. But again, let me know down in the comments what you think. And that is pretty much going to be all for today. So thank you very much for joining me. I hope you did enjoy the video and got caught up with the latest news in Scum. Now, I do want to just give a quick shout out to our channel members, Megahoof, Anne, Mary G, Alti, Carbe, Nectar940, Phoenix, Sam, and Lieutenant Dan. Thank you very much for your extra and ongoing support. It's always appreciated. Now, if you want to join them, you can do. Head over to the channel, hit that join button, and see what perk suits you best. It all goes back into the channel, gives you all a better viewing experience. But, of course, if you want to support me in another way, you can do simply by liking, subscribing, and hitting that notification bell. And that way, you'll stay up to date with the latest Scum news, guides, and other content just like this over on the channel. Until next time, see ya!